Adelaide, South Australia, known for its pristine beaches, fine food and wine, relaxed pace of life, and the Adelaide Motorsport Festival.
The thing that everyone loves about the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, it is a virtual smorgasbord for the motorsport fan. We've got something different on track every 10 minutes. So we've got Craig Lowndes driving a Le Mans car tomorrow morning. We've got a plane racing cars tomorrow afternoon. We've got the Civil War American muscle car shootout today, where we've got 3 American muscle cars having a crack at each other on track with drivers like John Bowe. We've been put Alistair McRae, a World Rally Championship driver, in an American muscle car for that shootout. So every year we try to bring something new and exciting to the event. Last year we had Troy Bayliss. He was here doing 2-up rides on his super bikes, and we do some bizarre, weird and wonderful things that make this event so diverse and so flavoursome.
The Adelaide Motorsport Festival is a museum in motion, a celebration of motorsport in the heart of the city that has a long and proud history of embracing the sights, the sounds, the speed and power of motor racing. The first motorsport event ever held in Australia was held here, a motorcycle race on a board track at Adelaide Oval in 1902. Since that early beginning, Adelaide has been Australia's motor city, famously hosting the Australian Formula One Grand Prix in the golden era of the 1980s and 1990s. Now, Adelaide comes alive once again to the scream of high-powered engines, the vivid colours of historic racing liveries, and the equally colourful characters behind the wheel. The Adelaide Motorsport Festival takes place over 5 days, beginning with the Adelaide Rally, a tarmac rally that pits drivers and machines against some of the tightest and most technical driving roads in the country, and finishing with 2 days of on-track action in the city's CBD. A section of the original Adelaide Formula One circuit in the city's parklands becomes the scene for a festival like no other, with 14 categories of competition in the Victoria Park Sprint and exciting and unorthodox demonstration events filling a packed schedule on the track. Former greats from the World Rally Championship share the circuit with supercar stars and hybrid hypercars. Classic motorcycles bring the thrill of 2 wheels from years gone by. The latest Aussie speed machine gets to stretch its legs, and historic open-wheelers are a stark contrast with the tyre-shredding drift machines. With something different on the track every 10 minutes, there really is something for everyone. There's just as much action off the track too, with festival goers enjoying the best of South Australian food and wine, VIP hospitality, and the rare chance to get up close to the cars and drivers. First to fire up is the Shannon's Adelaide Rally. The largest event of its type in Australasia, more than 300 cars take to the hills and valleys surrounding the city for 4 days of competition and 3 days of touring categories. The rally begins for competition cars on Wednesday morning, with 32 closed road stages and almost 140 competitive kilometres ahead of them. Joining the modern and classic competition entrants are several other categories of competitive and non-competitive drivers. One reason the Shannon's Adelaide Rally has such a large field of participants is its accessibility. Touring and speed-restricted categories provide fantastic entry-level opportunities for enthusiasts regardless of their experience. No other rally event has a festival feel like the Adelaide Rally. With so many technical, challenging driving roads so close to the city of Adelaide, the rally's CBD base puts participants in the middle of all the Adelaide Motorsport Festival action for the entire week. Regardless of the category, all entrants are embraced as an important part of the festivities. crowds gather around wherever the cars stop, and fans take up positions along the course to cheer them on. A newcomer to Tarmac Rally can enter with just a CAMS Level 2S licence, and vehicles in speed-restricted categories don't require extensive and expensive modifications to take part. From the slowest to the fastest, every driver has the same challenge in front of them: the steep, twisting roads that snake their way through the hills and valleys on the outskirts of the city. The Adelaide Rally takes in some of the iconic classic Adelaide Rally stages of old, such as Basket Range, Norton Summit, Mount Lofty, the Gorge and Castamble, among others. All named after Adelaide Hills locations. There are over 30 stages in total. There is huge diversity across the field of entrants, from diminutive Mini Coopers to competition-prepped BMW M3s. But the tight roads even up the playing field and provide an event that rewards skill over raw horsepower. The Challenge class is a timed contest for classic and modern cars with a top speed limit of 130 km per hour. Still a swift pace on the tight roads chosen for the course. The Regularity class also has a speed limit of 130 km per hour, as they aim to meet a set average speed for each closed road stage. Regularity is a great way to experience the thrill of competition without requiring a highly developed race car. The limited speeds and focus on driving to a time target mean that drivers are rewarded for consistency rather than outright velocity. Because of this, the entrants in the Regularity class are diverse, with cars from the 1960s to the present day competing on an even footing. The Spirit category is untimed and non-competitive for drivers who want the thrill of a spirited drive without the pressure of competition. A 120 km per hour speed limit gives drivers plenty of opportunity to push their cars to the limit on the tight and twisty roads. With no cars coming the other way and roads that are clear of pedestrians and cyclists, Spirit Tour entrants can focus on enjoying the drive. The freedom of the Spirit Tour attracts a variety of vehicles. An MGA and an Austin Healey BN4 from 1957 line up with a 1994 Lancia Delta Integrail and a McLaren 540C. While Jaguars from 1965 and 2017 share the road with a Nissan GTR and Lotus Europa. tour groups, which include manufacturer groups from Audi Solitaire, Mercedes-AMG, Ferrari, Porsche, BMW and Solitaire Aston Martin, enjoy 3 days of demanding driving, including the freedom of closed road stages, along with some fun on the racetrack. With entrance restricted to 80 kilometres per hour or the posted speed limit, whichever is higher, entrants don't need helmets or roll cages, just enthusiasm. In the modern competition class, local driver Oscar Matthews is hoping his newly built Mitsubishi Evo will have what it takes to push for the win against other hopefuls such as Ben Calder, Dave McDonough and Richard Lovell. The competition in the classic category is just as hot, with last year's winner Adam Kaplan forced to withdraw after a gearbox failure just weeks from the event. Local driver Nick Strakaisen in his Porsche 944 Turbo and Matt Selly in his Hardcore BMW look set to duel for top honours. One of the standout cars in this year's challenge category is Paul Scambler's Fiat 131 Abarth, a no-expense spared recreation of one of the Group 4 era's most successful cars. Unfortunately, the Fiat becomes an early victim of Wickham's Hill stage, as does an HZ Monaro. The two retire to fight another day. Day one of the Shannon's Adelaide Rally sees the field head to the McLaren Vale wine region, only a short drive from the city centre. One of South Australia's best-loved tourism destinations, McLaren Vale is known for its red wines, Shiraz, Grenache and Cabernet, with Mediterranean varieties such as Fiano, Tempranillo and Sangiovese also popular in this region, defined by the slopes of the Mount Lofty Ranges on one side and the sparkling sea on the other. From the sweeping bends of Wollonga Hill stage, the rally continues onto the steep, tight and tricky tarmac that winds around the tallest peak in the Adelaide Hills, Mount Lofty. Just minutes from the city, Mount Lofty is another popular destination for visitors. But today, the tourist buses are replaced by visiting vehicles of a different kind, reaching for even more altitude. As the rally enters its second day, it grows to its full size of 304 vehicles as the tour categories join in. Leading the pack is the Prima Tour. Prima is Italian for first, as the Prima Tour runs ahead of the rest of the field in this one-day event. Celebrity drivers like Craig Lowndes, David Brabham, John Bowe and Alistair McRae join other enthusiasts to enjoy picturesque driving roads and racetrack challenges on their way to a delicious conclusion at the Applewood Gin Distillery in leafy Gumaraka. Being a single-day event, it is a chance for some of the drivers and cars from the Adelaide Motorsport Festival to spend some time out of the city.
So Adelaide BMW's been involved with the Adelaide Motorsport Festival since the beginning. It provides a fantastic opportunity for us to engage with our clients in a very exciting environment. A large portion of our clients purchase our M products. The Adelaide Motorsport Festival gives them the perfect opportunity to experience their vehicles in the way that they were designed to be driven, really. A lot of our clients drive out through the Adelaide Hills on the weekends and things, and it's been a dream of a lot of them to be able to drive those roads in a more spirited fashion, and it's absolutely amazing on the closed roads in a controlled environment to be able to drive these vehicles, perhaps not to their full potential, but certainly in a very spirited manner. It's something that they just don't get otherwise. We have a corporate facility set up at the Victoria Park track right on the side of the race circuit. We've got an elevated viewing platform there. It's an absolutely fantastic day.
For Craig Lowndes, it's a chance to sample something special from Ferrari.
Yeah, look, the event's been fantastic. Another one. We did it last year, hence why we're back again this year. And, to do the Prima Tour, it's been a lot of fun. You actually get to see a lot of the region, which is even better. To go out to Tailem Bend today and do a lap, which is special. Driving the Ferrari, this weekend, it was something nice, something different. And there's a lot of great machinery that you look all around the place. You'll definitely find something. The Ferrari Pista is, it's the first one in Australia. It's something that really had a bit of fun. Sort of got the chance to open it up a little bit at Tailem Bend. I think it's got a lot more potential, but it's, look, as I said, it's a great car, something different, something unique, and something I'll probably never get a chance to drive again.
The Prima Tour ends at the Applewood Gin Distillery. The owners of the distillery, Brendan and Laura Carter, are among the Prima Tour entrants in their Mazda MX-5.
We've just done the Prima Tour, and it's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it?
Yeah, we had a great day, beautiful weather, wonderful to go out and see the Bend. We hadn't been out there before.
Yeah, the Prima Tour in particular showcases a lot of the regional areas inside South Australia, because motorsport is obviously the history of motorsport in South Australia is so rich. We've actually got these amazing drives all through. It's not just the Adelaide Hills, but McLaren Vale, Barossa Valley, up into Eden Valley, down towards Tailem Bend. Incredible drives that really showcase, I guess, the proximity to natural produce that we actually have in South Australia.
Other tour categories run for 3 days. Among them are manufacturer groups, where car makers like Audi offer their customers a special opportunity to enjoy their machines.
G'day, I'm Steve Pizzati. I'm the tour leader for the Audi Solitaire Tour Group, and I'm driving an R8 V10 Plus, top-of-the-range Audi model with over 600 horsepower behind me. Can't wait to unleash that at the start of this first stage. So this is the 4th year that Audi have been involved, and each year it gets bigger and bigger, and this time we've got, in fact, 2 tour groups, not just the one, 20 cars in total, including 3 V8 supercar drivers that are tour leaders as well.
All categories of the rally take to the track at the Bend Motorsport Park, a brand new multi-million-dollar facility about an hour from the city. At 7.77 kilometres, the Bend is the world's second longest permanent race circuit. Only the Nürburgring is longer. The rally cars are put through their paces on different sections of the main track before taking on the tight and tortuous drift circuit. Prima Tour entrant and Bathurst legend John Bowe has a bit of fun finding his way around the track in a new BMW M4. For modern challenge category favourites and 2017 podium place getters Justin Perkins and Adrian Brabbins, Day 2 marks the end of their campaign. Yesterday, on the infamous Summit Road across Mount Lofty, they cornered so hard in their Subaru WRX that a tyre rolled off the rim. The resulting delay cost them 20 seconds. Today, they worked hard to make up lost time and did well to regain the lead until a gearbox failure on the Strath Creek stage put them out of the rally. On day 3 of the rally, the entire field converge on Foxfield Oval in the foothills on Adelaide's northeastern fringe for a well-earned lunch break. Locals and enthusiasts alike take the opportunity to get up close to the cars and drivers. From mild to wild, the field of around 250 vehicles all in one place is quite a sight. Lunch over, the field begins to disperse. The Torrens Gorge echoing again with the sounds of race-tuned engines as the competitors get back to business. After 3 days, the competition is heating up, and for some competitors, an early exit is on the cards. Local contender Oscar Matthews' race is already over, thanks to a blown engine on Strath Creek stage in his Mitsubishi Evo. The competition has been tight in both modern and classic competition. the Mitsubishi Evo of Calder and Glennie holds the lead by only 7 seconds from Ramages and Phillips in their Mitsubishi Evo. In classic competition, the top 3 cars are separate by less than 30 seconds, with Streckheisen's Porsche 944 Turbo holding a 6-second lead over Matt Selly's Artka BMW. But the longest stage of the rally, Castenbull, provides some major drama for Selly.
Good, we won the stage, but a bit of excitement. We had a massive spin, 2 times round, 5th gear, about 180 kilometres an hour. I thought we weren't going to make it through, but luckily the car didn't hit anything and ended up facing the right direction. So into 1st gear and off we went. So that's probably the biggest moment that I've had so far this weekend, and I hope I don't repeat it.
But Selly is doubly lucky. Not only does he escape unscathed, he goes on to win the stage as the Streckhausen Porsche suffers a turbocharger issue that puts them out of the rally. Not everyone has their eyes on the podium. For some, finishing in one piece is the main aim.
This is my first event with this car, and we're still learning what it does, and just running a bit rich, so changes some plugs and should keep it going, keep it fired. I think there might have been a bit of false news last night that we were 5th, but look, I'm happy if we keep the car straight and clean at the end of tomorrow. We'll be really happy that where we sit will be good.
The podium positions in modern competition are shaken up too, with second-place duo Ramages and Phillips out of the event due to an engine problem. Calder finishes day 3 with a comfortable lead of more than 1.5 minutes, with 2nd and 3rd places split by just 9 seconds. In 5th place, one of the crowd favourites, a former World Rally Championship Subaru Impreza from 1996. With the car's power limited by standard pump fuel, owner Dave McDonough is philosophical about his performance.
The car struggles a bit up the hills. We've got a road car setting in it, which is unusual, but we couldn't get the right fuel in time. So handles and stops fantastically, as you'd expect from a works car, but we're hoping to get the power up there tomorrow for it. We've got a little bit of fuel left over from the last event, so looking forward to it. I'm pushing it at a comfortable level, certainly not at the level we'd push our other cars, but we're learning, and it's a very forgiving car. So we're just having a spirited drive, see if we can re-chip it for tomorrow and hopefully up the spirit a bit tomorrow.
The rally field finished their day in the Gouger Street restaurant precinct, where a big street party is being prepared to flag the Adelaide Motorsport Festival off to a flying start. The rally cars are about to be joined by a high-octane parade through the city's rush hour traffic. The peak hour of power has become a tradition at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival. Star cars and drivers form up for a police-escorted blast through city streets, from the festival's Victoria Park base to the free street party in Gouger Street, where more than 12,000 people gather for a festive preview of the weekend ahead. Craig Lowndes, fresh from his 7th Bathurst win, is looking forward to a weekend of fun without the pressure of competition.
This is really fun. We came here last year, fell in love with it, and you guys got to appreciate some of these cars that we're driving. We've got some exotic ones, obviously like the Ferrari and the McLaren that JB's driving, and Jimmy will have the Porsche. But you've got some beautiful old cars, and I'm looking forward to bringing G Alistair up, see how sideways you can get around the last corner.
Ivan Capelli has returned to Adelaide to reclaim his lap record in the Leighton House he raced in the Adelaide Grand Prix in 1989, but he is finding the car's cockpit smaller than he remembers.
I know, but it's difficult because, as I say, the cockpit is even tighter and tighter this year, and I have some problems to push the corners, but I will try to break for that. Ron, we're going to get some Vaseline for you, maybe a shoe horn, and we'll get you into that cockpit somehow, all right? Can you be more specified? Now, the Vaseline's going on your body, you'll be fine, my friend. Ron, great to have you here.
Meanwhile, Alistair McRae is looking forward to driving a very special Subaru. The 1993 555 Impreza is the oldest surviving original car from 1993 and a sister car to the one his brother Colin drove.
Tell us a little bit about that machine. That's basically one of the first Group E Imprezas. So on the side of the window there's a list of drivers that have been in the car, you know, Martin, Boston-born, now myself, there's a few in there, so a lot of history. The car feels good and it's great to be here.
John Bow is no stranger to the Adelaide circuit. He drove here in support races for the Adelaide Grand Prix.
Well, only honestly seems like yesterday, so it doesn't seem that long ago that I watched everyone drive the Leighton House car, so time goes very quickly, but it was great excitement, and it's great excitement now, so I think Adelaide does things that no one else in Australia does in motorsport, so good on you.
As the sun sets, the party continues into the night and the stage is set for a massive weekend of motorsport. Adelaide has enjoyed a nightlife renaissance in recent years, with small bars and restaurants popping up all over the city. With more venues and destinations to choose from than ever before, the crowd disperse into the laneways and party hotspots around the city. Saturday finally arrives and the sounds of Formula One once again echo through the streets of Adelaide. For Ivan Capelli, the event is a chance to get a close look at the cars his competitors from the 1980s were driving.
Well, it's exciting because I can see cars that I compete against in that area, obviously. Lola cars, the Scuderia Italia, and it's exciting because finally I can watch really the car close and I can see if they have the secrets in that time. No, but you can see different eras, the turbo engine, the atmospheric car, the evolution of the design of the Formula One. It's quite interesting, even for us, yes.
While Capelli has his sights on regaining the lap record, local driver Josh Keane is driving the Footwork Arrows FA15 that Tim Slade drove to set that record last year.
Oh, look, I'm always keen to have a crack and do what I got to do. So, yeah, I'll be here and have a good, good shot at it. Hopefully the weather can hold off and it'll be dry out a bit more. We'll have a go. It's a great event, unreal event. Like, it's growing every year and getting bigger and better. More F1 cars here again this year, and all the other categories are just getting bigger and better. All the manufacturers are putting in quite a big effort, and just great to see all the people here enjoying it.
The Formula Ones aren't the only star cars this weekend. This year, the Adelaide Motorsport Festival celebrates 70 years of Porsche, with two magnificent Le Mans 962s joining an impressive contingent of new and old Porsches on and off the track.
It's fabulous to have Porsche so involved in this event because Porsche is such an iconic brand and it's got so much history with it, and that's what the Adelaide Motorsport Festival is all about.
The turnout over these last 2 days has absolutely proven just how popular the event is. Just a wonderful time for Porsche to celebrate the 70 years of its history.
To engage our customers that have been with us for so many years, it's just a really good thing to give back. This is just such a great customer event. We've got so many great cars here at the moment. We've got everything from old to new.
This is the first time we've run the Porsche in Motion activation in Adelaide. It's the 12th time we've run it around Australia as well. The purpose behind this is to take Porsche to the people, and we've found it's quite successful. So many people have turned up, so we're happy to show them the 5 different models of the Porsche range.
Porsche Kids Driving School is about connecting with our youngest Porsche enthusiasts. We've got some amazing instructors who take them through a 40-minute program, and the kids absolutely love it.
Le Mans, one of the most evocative names in motorsport. One of the most successful cars ever to race at the famous 24-hour race was the Porsche 962. The Adelaide Grand Prix circuit did get a taste of Le Mans in 1999 with the race of 1,000 years. But this is the first time these 1980s legends have taken to the city's streets.
So that's a Porsche 962 Group C car that was raced in 1989, the World Sports Car Championship. Did Le Mans 24 hours in 89 and 90. And now it's here at Adelaide, the Motorsport Festival here, and just showing the crowd here what Le Mans cars used to be like.
1987 built Porsche 962, competed in Group C. Went on to 89, won the Porsche Super Cup Championship in 1988, Came third at Le Mans the same year, and rounded out the championship with John Winter.
Just a few kilometres up the road, the Shannon's Adelaide Rally is into its final day. The Adelaide Hills provide a stunning backdrop to the intense competition. Famous for fine food and wine, breathtaking scenery and abundant wildlife, today the hills are alive with wild beasts of a different sort. Centred around the picturesque township of Stirling, the special stages on day 4 offer some of the most challenging roads of the rally. As the competitors pause for lunch, the crowds gather to see the cars up close. In the modern competition, Richard Lovell and Bernie Webb make a valiant effort to close the gap to Calder and Glennie in the lead car, all the while trying to keep the BMW M3 of Martin Farkas and Tristan Catford at bay. Meanwhile, in classic competition, Roger Patterson and Richard Gue in the Porsche 911 are throwing everything at leaders Selly and McKendrick, with Roger Longman and Annie Bainbridge's Datsun 240Z in hot pursuit. But in the end, the podium positions remain unchanged in the outright competition categories. In the Classic Challenge, Hugh Fegan spends the final day in his Porsche 911 trying to narrow the 22-second gap to Carl von Sanden's 944, falling agonisingly short with the final margin of just 1.9 seconds after 4 intense days of driving. Things get a shake-up in the Modern Challenge category in the final day. Overnight leaders, Todd and Jeff Carruthers, bow out after an off-course excursion on Old Basket Range stage on the 4th stage of the day, as do second-place holders Dwayne and Cameron Miles. This propels Tim Sinclair and Carl Radoszewski into the lead, with Colin and Wade Zeitfeld second, and Gregory Bass and Peter Cook in third place. It's the final day of the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, and among all of the excitement and drama, the famous faces and exotic machinery, there is one contest that everyone is talking about. Matt Hall is Australia's only Red Bull Air Race pilot. Yesterday, he stunned the crowd with his incredible aerobatic display. Today, he's here to race. His opponents all have wings, but none of them can fly. His race plane boasts some impressive numbers. An 8.9-litre flat-six engine in a 500-kilogram machine that can top 400 kilometres per hour, climb at 3,700 feet per minute, roll at a dizzying rate of 420 degrees per second, and subject its pilot to a crushing 12 Gs. There is one statistic about the plane that we don't know. How quickly can it cover a standing start quarter mile? We're about to find out. First to take on Hall is Jim Richards. The 7-time Bathurst winner is in the Porsche GT2 RS, the fastest 911 that Porsche has ever built. The road-registered Porsche is quick, but the plane has him on this occasion.
Well, I've never done that before, but to do it in the GT2 RS was something pretty special.
Hall lands and lines up for his second challenger, David Brabham, in the Brabham BT62. This track-only supercar is built right here in Adelaide and has shown its pace this weekend. It's a close one. The BT62 looks like it has the speed to overtake, but Brabham backs off at the last second. The final contender is Ivan Capelli in the Leighton House. With almost twice the power of the plane and about the same weight, Capelli takes the win. But it's Matt Hall who has won the admiration of the crowd with his jaw-dropping display of skill and courage. While the racing on the track and in the air is hot, there's a contest of a different sort in the trackside marquees, with the car manufacturers competing to see who can put on the most luxurious hospitality. Names like Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Aston Martin, Ferrari, BMW and Brabham offer air-conditioned comfort, celebrity chefs, fine food, wine and entertainment for their customers.
The Adelaide Motorsport Festival for Mercedes-Benz Adelaide not only means that we can engage with our clients on two different platforms. Firstly, the ability to host them inside the VIP event, provide beautiful canopies, lovely food and wine. Secondly, on a 3-day tour, enabling them to explore their vehicles where they can stretch them out a little bit and have a little bit of fun whilst being supervised.
The Adelaide Rally may be over, but there's more sideways action from the Formula Ones of the forest. Among the legends of the sport, there is one car that really stands out. This pro-drive Subaru Impreza is the oldest surviving original car from 1993, the first year the Impreza took part in the World Rally Championship. Raced by Vartanen and Sainz before enjoying success with Possum Bourne, it was a sister car to the one driven by WRC champion Colin McRae. Today, it is being driven by his brother Alistair.
I mean, obviously the Subaru name's been synonymous with the crate, so I've driven Subaru. Colin obviously drove them and won the World Championship in it. We knew Richard and Possum, they've got the photographs on the car. So, for me, to be back in a Subaru, I do it in a few other places around the world, so to do it here in Australia where I live now is great.
Of course, these cars usually have two people on board. So later in the day, McRae takes Craig Lowndes for a spin.
I've done a lot in gravel, but I've not done much in the asphalt, so now that he's retired, he's going to show me how it's done.
It's McRae's chance to repay Lowndes for his ride in the LaFerrari earlier in the day. The LaFerrari has had a busy weekend, appearing on track as part of the Holy Trinity, the three hybrid hypercars that combine internal combustion with electric power to propel them to extreme levels of performance. Watching these cars on track, it's hard to believe they are road cars, albeit not able to be legally registered in Australia. While the Holy Trinity display the latest in performance car technology, the Adelaide Motorsport Festival also features cars that were once leaders and are now looked on as classics. While they may be old, there's nothing sedate about them. Somewhere between cutting-edge technology and nostalgia, you'll find muscle cars. While they draw on a heritage that dates back to the 1960s, there is nothing dated about these big horsepower brutes. Adelaide company American Motors has brought a Dodge Demon to the party. Packing 900 horsepower off the showroom floor, it's the fastest accelerating production car in the world. In the driver's seat, Adelaide Supercars young gun Todd Hazelwood takes on a Chevy Camaro ZL1 and a supercharged Ford Mustang in a series of roll races demonstrating the brutal punch these muscle cars pack under the bonnet. This diversity is a big part of what makes this festival something special. That blend of cutting-edge engineering, nostalgia and accessibility. It doesn't matter if you're young or old, a lifelong fan or a brand new one, or even if you're more interested in a handcrafted gin or two. Adelaide Motorsport Festival truly offers something for everyone. One car that has caught everyone's attention is a locally built newcomer, the Brabham BT62. Launched in London earlier in the year, the car has made its first flat-out public appearance on its home circuit. The results are impressive and only a couple of seconds behind that of the F1s.
That was cool. Yeah, driving through the streets of Adelaide with all the people on the side, and when we got in there, it was just absolutely packed, great atmosphere.
It's great to see the town get behind the event as well. That was really demonstrated last night. Yeah, we've been out 3 times now and go out in the next half an hour, which we're all looking forward to that. And each time I come in, everyone swamps around the car and looks at it and says really great things about it, the way it looks, and particularly the way it looks like it rides the track as well. It's very smooth and looks very fast on the straight because we've got great acceleration.
As the Adelaide Motorsport Festival draws to a close, there is one question that needs to be answered. Ivan Capelli came back to Adelaide from Italy to reclaim his lap record. He beat the Red Bull Air Race plane, but did he beat Tim Slade's 2017 time of 43.03 seconds? On Saturday, he came within 5/100ths of a second. Close, but still slower than Slade's record. On Sunday, it all comes together. On his 3rd flying lap of the day, he lays down a blisteringly fast 42.57 seconds, shaving half a second off the record.
Yeah, we did it. Was a little more difficult than 2 years ago because the car is a little bit tighter in the cockpit, and I think that this event is growing and growing and growing. I think that it will become something important here in Adelaide.
For Capelli, it's a victory. For some others, it's time to start planning for next year. For Adelaide, it's the end of another weekend of motorsport done differently, as only Adelaide can.